Footnotes from the Life Application Study Bible. Because the temple in Jerusalem was too far for many Jews to travel to regularly for worship, many towns had synagogues serving both as places of worship and as schools. Beginning in the days of Ezra, around 450 BC, a group of 10 Jewish men could start a synagogue. There, during the week, Jewish boys were taught the Old Testament law and Jewish religion. Girls could not attend. Each Saturday, the Sabbath, the Jewish men would gather to listen to a rabbi teach from the Scriptures. Because the synagogue had no permanent rabbi or teacher, it was customary for the synagogue leader to ask visiting teachers to speak. This is why Jesus often taught in the synagogues in the towns he visited. While the Jewish teachers often quoted from well-known rabbis to give their words more authority, Jesus didn't need to do this. Because Jesus is God, he knows exactly what the Scriptures say and mean. He is the ultimate authority. Jesus had recently moved to Capernaum from Nazareth. Capernaum was a thriving town with great wealth, as well as great sin and decadence. Because it was the headquarters for many Roman troops, pagan influences from all over the Roman Empire were pervasive. This was an ideal place for Jesus to challenge both Jews and non-Jews with the good news of God's kingdom. Some people dismiss all accounts of demon possession as a primitive way of describing mental illness, although throughout history, mental illness has often been wrongly diagnosed as demon possession. Clearly, a hostile outside force controlled the man described here. Mark emphasized Jesus' conflict with evil powers to show his superiority over them, so he recorded many stories about Jesus driving out evil spirits. Jesus didn't have to conduct an elaborate exorcism ritual. His word was enough to send out the evil spirit. The evil spirit knew at once that Jesus was the Holy One, sent from God. By including this event in his Gospel, Mark was establishing Jesus' credentials, showing that even the spiritual underworld recognizes Jesus as the Messiah. Evil spirits or demons are ruled by Satan. They work to deceive and destroy people by tempting them to sin and to become enslaved to sin. We know that evil spirits were not created by Satan, because God is the creator of all. Rather, they are fallen angels who join Satan in his rebellion. Though not all disease comes from Satan, demons can cause a person to become mute, deaf, blind, or out of control. They desire to distort the image of God in us, placed in us from creation. But in every case where demons confronted Jesus, they lost their power. Thus, God limits what evil spirits can do. They can do nothing without his permission. During Jesus' life on earth, demons were allowed to be very active to demonstrate once and for all Christ's power and authority over them.